end this meeting and I'm gonna restart it. Can you just rejoin it?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, thanks, man. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Yep. Same link and everything.
Got it.
Okay.
No problem.
All right.
There we go.
um,
There we go.
yeah, I don't know what happened. My video thing just knocked out. I was like, I can't start your video, and I tried to click it again. It was just like, can't start. So
that makes sense. That makes sense.
So, so Sergio, So we record our calls.
Got it.
Yep. Just be yourself. We actually never watch them, to be honest. But it's part of our process.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So let me do that. Okay. Cool. Cool, Sergio. So yeah. So we spoke in the past. I know. Had some good conversations. Trying to recall when that was. I don't think it was this year.
It was either the beginning of this year or December or November last year because
okay, that's what I.
Yeah, I had a job until January 6th, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I recall. Yes, it was probably in December.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So, fill me in. How's things been going? What have you been up to?
Yeah. So I got a position with a very small company that wanted to implement Appian on their platform. They're like a startup company that got like a like one or two contracts. One of them being with DOL, and they really wanted to push the Appian platform on it. And the client just doesn't even know what he wants at this point. So developing the tool, I'm realizing that Appian is not going to survive on this project, and most likely I'm going to get let go in the last couple of weeks. So that is the reason I'm looking for a job right now, because yeah, like I got hired pretty much without really knowing what Appian was. So I thought it was gonna be a lot more smoother. Like I thought that Appian was gonna be implementing a lot of things, but they're using Power BI and a React for many of the things that Appian can do. You know.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so just overall, again, so you have about 3 years experience with Appian. Is that correct?
Coming up to 4, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Coming up to 4. Okay, cool. Yeah. Level 1, level 2, you've done those.
That is correct. Right. I'm up to date. All my certifications are good. You know.
Okay, cool deal. How many total projects? Have you led the projects? Kind of fill me in again.
I've been like just like I've been like leading like a small groups within projects, you know, that will focus in a specific part of the application. So
sure,
yeah, my previous last project was with NIH, and we were building a tool that was integrated with different, you know, like APIs on the system, and I was, you know, the team lead for part of the integration. I was the team lead for like designing the maps. I was the team lead for you know, like reinvent some cell functionalities that had to do like certain computations on it.
Yeah, cool, yeah, awesome. Okay, yeah, and like, so tell me about some sprint zeros, right? So when you first come into a project and you're gathering requirements, tell me a little bit about that. Like, you know, do you use Jira or a tool similar? Have you worked with clients that do that in the past? What's your experience?
Last project we did have Jira for a sprint zero, auto projects we did
Okay.
not have Jira at the time because we were trying to save some money, so it was all Excel requirements, just
Okay. Yeah.
trying to understand what the client
Okay.
wants and just getting ready to like create a backlog.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Cool. So say you're done with Sprint Zero, right, and you're ready to kind of put the nuts and bolts of the Appian project together. Um, Walk me through, like systematically, where do you start? Kind of what do you do first? What's next? Kind of in your mind, like to build like soup the nuts and Appian MVP or solution.
I always like to start with an interface that just really
Okay.
resembles what we need to do. Once I create an
Okay.
interface with the minimal valuable product, the MVP, then I'm able to just work backwards from that. In an ideal world, it would be good to create the database first, then the
Yeah.
CDTs, then the interface. But I
Yeah.
think it's always better to start it that way, so that way we can brainstorm on a team and see if this idea is working. A lot of times that like you start a table or or like a table, and then when you try to implement it on the interface, the client or the team realizes that this is not going to work, and you have to regenerate the background. An example is a
Yeah.
grid, right? Like, so you have the simple idea that a grid has columns and rows, and the
Yeah.
same idea will be on a table, right? When the columns are
Yeah.
fixed, but the rows can go up and down as much as you want. However, this is not always true. Sometimes
Yeah.
you need to kind of like twist that idea, meaning that the columns can change on size, while the rows
Yeah.
are either fixed or they can, they can change the size. So that means that we have to, like create like a different design on the background
Yeah.
on the tables, because we don't want to implement nested CDTs on Appian. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Right.
I forgot. Are you an Appian user yourself? Are you a developer?
Uh, yeah. So I joined Princeton Blue as a developer,
Got
and basically, yeah. So that was almost 10 years ago,
it.
and started to lead the practice back then and kind of grow the practice. And now I'm in a leadership role here at Princeton Blue. So yeah, so I have did development in Appian. Understand it. I don't do it on the day to day basis though, right? So
Got it.
yeah, but yeah, it's a phenomenal. It's getting low code and low code. You know, it's getting better and better. I know the RPA. Have you played around with the RPA component of Appian or saw
No,
it?
I have not. I have
Okay,
coworkers that have done the little robots and stuff, but I have not messed around with the RPA. I have a really
yeah,
good friend of mine that's always pushing me to start doing it, because he
yeah.
he
So
has.
I mean, it's a good. So as a consultant, it's beneficial now. I think for you to look at the Appian Academy and kind of go through some of the courses of RPA, because it's going to be so integrated now within Appian. When they first bought the RPA component, it was they purchased a company that did RPA, Sudoku, and then they kind of put it into the platform, and it was kind of the opposite of what Appian's goal was, is to make things 10 times faster, low code, right? Accelerate development, build rapid, quick apps. The RPA was Java heavy, and it was a lot of coding around it. But
Mhm.
true to their culture and the form, it's becoming more and more low code. So eventually, clients are going to expect that whatever consultant who is doing a project, they're going to just understand the RPA component as well.
Okay,
Um,
okay. You're
so yeah,
right.
just it's just a good tip to kind of dive in.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. There's something I need to do on the
yeah,
weekends, and now I have it.
yeah,
It's an RPA.
yeah, 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 yeah. There you go. So you mentioned the reason why you're looking for a position. So what we're looking for in this role, okay, is someone who has Appian experience, um, someone who can grow into a senior Appian consultant who will be passionate and kind of grow into a lead, right?
Correct.
Kind of keep taking those next steps. The soft skills are very important. Communication. Um, Obviously, you're a good communicator. You know, you'll you know you'll be in front of the client, right?
That is correct.
A lot of times when we staff projects, it's one U.S. person, and then this is typical, and then two of our offshore, we call them global solution center um,
Nice.
team members, right? That's a typical project. If you break down kind of your specific role, you'll be in client meetings maybe 20% of the time. Scrum calls, sprint planning, sprint grooming, a demo session, right? Kind of just making sure everything's rolling, right?
Got
Um, you'll be the U.S. person, so the client will look to you for answers. Maybe they have a couple of different concepts, and you can kind of consult and say, hey, this will be a better method to do this because its performance is better, or this scales better, or if you don't know, right? There's no harm in saying, hey, let me go come back to you tomorrow, and check with like a principal consultant here at Princeton Blue, right? Or check with your teammates or whatnot, right? But at the end of the day, it's like you're kind of in the spotlight a little
Yeah.
more because
Yeah.
you're on the East Coast. You're kind of there.
Yeah.
How does that resonate? Like, how do you feel about that kind of breakdown?
I mean, like I like the light on it because that way I'm a little bit more involved with everything that is going
Yeah,
on the project. On the past, I always had like a big problem with encapsulation of information. Like
yeah,
like like some stuff will be hidden from the developers, and you don't know it up until like last minute. So once you are in here, it's definitely a lot easier to handle it. And I didn't think anything bad up until the way you mentioned it, all the lights on me, all the pressure on me.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't think of it as all the pressure on you. Just because there's gonna be a team, right?
Yeah, of course. So
Yeah,
it is like a lot easier to handle, because that way
yeah,
with all the data that will be on my hand, it will be possible to just find solutions
yeah,
faster and
yeah, yeah,
and solve things. And especially if we're doing something on Appian and like RPA, I can
yeah,
try to hop in and fix it myself if it's something
yeah,
broken. That's something that I like because I did have non-technical supervisors and tech leads. I mean, they were not really like technologically advanced, so they struggle a lot because even though they want to fix something, they cannot because they don't have the level of comprehension of some of the technologies out there.
yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. Um, okay. Um,
I like to
yeah.
do
So I mean,
things on like dateline kind of thing. It's like so when sprint trees deliver things, have everything ready. Like things should be looking ready 2 weeks before they deliver it. Everything should be done 1 week before delivery, so we can do pure testing. Then you would have
yeah,
to have a good division between dev environment, test environment, pre-prod,
yeah.
So all of these are designs that we have to have clear before the day lands. A lot of times I
Oh
have
yeah,
suffered because the PM or like my tech lead was not aware of some of the requirements on it, and I had like last minute I was like, hey, you have to add a confirmation to this record, and I'm like, you cannot add a confirmation to a record because a record is a record. It doesn't update, and it's
yeah.
just like, oh, it was just like a ball rolling from there. So definitely, it is
Yeah.
something I
Okay.
need to plan ahead and be very aware of what it is. And yeah, especially when it comes to Appian, I feel confident and excited to take a new role like that.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your strong suits at Appian, right? I mean, you've been around the block for about 4 years.
Yeah.
What's your strong side? What do you love to do? And then on the flip side, you know, we're all learning, right? So what
Correct.
is an area of Appian that you want to improve upon or want to learn more about or whatever, right?
Yeah, correct. So my strong side is definitely gonna be the user experience design. I
Okay.
take the Appian best practices like I like to heart, as well as the design of process models, and whether it's process based or database based. You know, and like I once when you implement something in a very strong way, you're able to modify something in, like different, mutations, you can say, so if you have an interface that is supposed to take certain data on it, but you're willing to use a lot of local variables, then you can,
Yeah.
like take other data like that. So it is, like it would be very simple to just create like a very static, like
Yeah.
interface that does not, like change dynamically. But I like to send that out, and as my week, a part of that I want to learn more about is definitely RPAs. I keep hearing good things
Okay.
about it, and I am going to start watching videos probably starting next weekend, maybe this weekend, if my plans don't go through.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think here. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't have any other questions at the moment. Probably what I would like to do next, though, is maybe have you talk with one of our principal consultants.
Okay, that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, yeah. There's a little small practical. It's like just a little exercise to get you in Appian and kind of solve a problem. Um, maybe have you work 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes on that.
That sounds good.
Um, yeah, yeah. It's low stress, so don't
Yeah, so it's just
don't
gonna
worry
be
about
like
it.
like an environment that I log in and I try to
Yeah,
fix
man, just an
something.
environment. I think it's like creating a certain report or something, or kind of working with an
Yeah,
interface. And
like
you just
I'm
mentioned that.
assuming Appian 21.1, right?
Yeah, I think it's 20.1. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the latest have you worked in?
I'm on the cloud right now,
Oh,
21.1, and
okay,
in my
cool.
previous project too. The
Okay.
FBA was the fun one because it was really strong integrated, and Appian implemented two keys, for update when when it's an on-premise,
Yeah.
like an environment. So they were stuck in
Yeah.
17.4 for like 3 years.
Yeah, that happens, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
get kind of get in a project, and it's like they're not upgrading, and then you're so focused that like
yeah.
maybe you do a quick like,
Like it was
okay,
on
let me
production
look at the
already,
release
so
notes and let me see like the video of what's new.
yeah. Like I
Yeah.
mean, like
Okay.
Appian is, yeah.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Awesome. So you don't have a project right now, right? At all. You're
No,
not employed right
I mean
now.
I'm not being used for my best like
Okay.
abilities right now. I'm just helping here and that on a few things, so I don't
Yeah.
really have a project. But I do want to have at least 2 weeks to like give out notice.
How many weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. Okay, I got you. Perfect. That was my next question. Like, is there a 2 week notice?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
two
All right,
weeks.
well, let's do this, Sergio. Let's. I'll let you meet another team member. Uh, maybe tomorrow.
That sounds good.
Uh, is that okay?
Yeah, tomorrow sounds good. What time will it work best?
Uh, let's do it a little earlier if that's okay. It's a Friday, right? So,
Yeah, what time
uh,
works? Just let me know. 3 o'clock,
okay.
12 o'clock. Just 12 o'clock sounds
Yeah,
good, right?
I'll shoot you an email right after this call,
That
and
sounds
then
good.
we'll get together again. I'll introduce you to probably Jitu, great guy, and we'll do we'll do a quick technical, and then go from there.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Do you